My name is Jen Cohen with VP of Operations for TRI. You'll notice my presentation is I am the IT guy. I promise I'll explain that. How many people here are in IT? Well, I kind of am. Ian, did you raise your hand back there? Okay, halfway. How many of you have had to say, I am the IT guy? Okay, this is not just me. I feel better. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my journey, a little bit about operations, and some of my hacks for high-performance teams. So over the years, I've had to say I am the IT guy, and recently I had to do a presentation talking about my career, and I realized that not only have I had to say it a lot, but I've actually learned to love it. I love that surprise when they realize that it's actually me who's going to be giving them the answer. And, you know, Facebook's great about reminding us of what's happened in the past. So I found this memory recently from 2011. So apparently I've been saying the same thing for a while. Wow, just had another vendor say, your IT guy needs to. It's funny and sad that they never assume it could be a woman. So, but, you know, at the end of the day, I love it now. I'll share that way back when those were popular phones. I started my career as a sysadmin at Cisco. And I grew my career to do IT management at companies like Smith & Hawken, which is gone now, but Birkenstock. Anybody rocking the Birkenstocks tonight? The big question is, do you have socks on? And then I grew from there to do technology development and platform management, so platforms in the convention and real estate industry. And the gift about doing technology, the gift about being in IT is that you get to see problems across the entire organization, and I really love to problem solve. But I realized technology wasn't going to be enough, and so I recently, a few years back, got into operations management at Line 2, and then here at TRI. I will also share with you that I am a mom. I have a daughter, Sabrina, who is a junior in college. She's a computer science major, but she thinks she's totally different than me. And I have my son, Logan. He is a senior in high school, and he's an artist, and based on these slides, we know he didn't get it from me. And then I'd like to talk to you a little bit about operations at TRI. So the teams that I'm either responsible for or support, some of them IT, of course, because I am the IT guy. But there's more than me and an amazing team that does that work. Cybersecurity. I co-sponsor the infrastructure engineering team, so that's essentially a fancy way of saying DevOps. Facilities, internal comms. I'm not going to go through the list, but a good group of people who support a lot of fun things here. We have 3 sites in California, Michigan, and where am I missing? Massachusetts. I can't believe I forgot them. I was born there. I should remember. We manage over 100 key systems, and we support over 300 employees, contractors, and interns. And I'm excited to show you a picture of some of the amazing folks we have in our ops team. Because while I say I'm the IT guy, these are really the folks who make it happen. And the challenges that we have as operations at TRI are speed. And while I'd like to have that car, that's not actually the speed I'm talking about. We move really fast. Our researchers, they need things. We need to make sure that they have what they need at the right time, and we need them to be able to move quickly. We need to be, as has been mentioned, able to fail fast. And we need to get it done at my absolute favorite deadline, which is yesterday. Ask anyone on the team. But we also have to have balance. Part of our job is to protect the company, to protect ourselves, and so we need to make sure we have things like cybersecurity. At the same time, we need to enable people to use the technology and get out of their way. We need to have freedom within constraints. And we have these amazing, really smart researchers and software developers, and so we want to make sure that they have the time to work on the things that they're there for and don't have to build the technology, but at the same time, some of them know far more about the tech at their desk than we do. So we want to make sure that they have the self-service so that we're not blocking them. And finally, we want to make sure that we're flexible. Because there are things that are failing fast, we need to make sure that we can pivot when the direction of research changes. And we need to build platforms that don't paint us into a corner. So flexibility. So that's a little bit about TRI and the fun things that we do in our operations team. And then I will briefly share with you 3 of my hacks for building high-performance teams. So how many people here have heard of the concept tank in relation to support teams? Lauren, you don't count. You know what that is. Anyone else? So we learned about Tank a few companies back at a PagerDuty summit, and the idea comes from video games, and I hate to say it, but it's the person who takes all the hits in a video game. All right? So from a support perspective, we have Tier 1 and we have Tier 2. And we want to make sure that our Tier 2 teams who are handling escalations also have time to do the projects that they need to do to help our researchers be successful. And so if they're handling escalations all day long, they're not getting the chance to do their project work. So the idea of Tank is that one day a week, they take on each sysadmin takes on the escalation. They get all the interruptions, they have to deal with it, they don't get to do their project work, but they get 4 days the rest of the week relatively uninterrupted. The nice thing about this is it absolutely forces cross-training. So if Ian is the only one who knows how to fix the mics and Ian is on vacation, somebody else knows how because they've had to handle it on their escalation day. So that's probably the most powerful thing I think we've brought to IT and infrastructure engineering here at TRI. My next hack is to celebrate wins. Now I know this can sound a little bit Pollyanna, but I will say, how many people here are problem solvers? And how often do you think about the ones behind you that you finished? Are you mostly looking at the ones coming forward? Yeah. So the problem with that is it's easy to burn out. So I think it's really important that we celebrate our wins, not just look forward to the next problem. So in our weekly meetings, our teams list their wins first, so we get a chance to memorialize them, and then we list our challenges. So we have that moment of really acknowledging the work that we've done. The other nice thing about this is we put it into a deck that we can go back and look at, because I don't know about you, but I have no idea what problems I was working on in January, February, March. Anybody here remember theirs? So the nice thing is because we've memorialized this, we can go back at the end of the year and look back at what we've done and have that moment to remember. And I think that's really important for support teams, especially to keep moving forward. And my final hack, and I am the IT guy and I love my technology, but is get off your keyboard. How many of you have been on the email, the GChat, the Slack that has turned into a book? Yeah, not just me. One of the things I found a few years back, I was working with these two developers who were, I think, on GChat, and they were going at each other, but they were saying the same thing. They just didn't realize it. We got them on the phone, and within 5 minutes, they realized they were saying the same thing. The argument was over, and they were coding the solution. And I realized at that point in time that some part of my job is making sure that people connect. So how many of you have seen the keyboard warrior at work? How many of you have been the keyboard warrior? I'll admit it, I've been there. I've sent a flame email I probably shouldn't have. So the reason I put this up here, and whether you're a manager or you're an individual contributor, it doesn't matter. Get off your keyboard. If that's starting to happen, get on a call. I hate the phone too, but get on a call. Get on a VTC, go to somebody's desk, because that really will help to work out those problems. And I will also say, use Kelly's tip, assume best intentions when you do. All right, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much.